Hey, 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 wow, wow, wow. It is Monday Night Live, our success training that we do every Monday night. I do the first Monday of the month. Wow, I'm looking it's pretty hot. So I'm looking very hot. I will just take that. Anyway, every Monday at 8 o'clock, I do the first Monday. Freddie does the other Mondays, and it's always powerful. And so let me know if you're listening live or a replay. Drop where you're listening from in the comments. And I'm so excited because I'm going to be having Julie and Sheila on. The thing that I have found, and Connie, hey Ashley, Connie was one of those that took the challenge up. If you haven't watched last week's Monday Room at the Top, hey Josie Medina, if you haven't watched it, I would suggest that you do that. Oh goodness, here's Sheila, yay. And I ended up having a lot that happened. So it goes through head right, heart right, mind right, heart right. Hey, wow. You know what is so wild?
What?
Oh my goodness. Why can't I hear you very well? Okay, you guys need to say in the comments. Jana said that earlier when she had Josh on, that it was, she couldn't hear him very well, but everybody else could. So put in the comments if you can hear Julie. Julie just said, said to come on. Oops. Oh, guest is unavailable. Julie, we're going up and down this way, and you're doing it from a phone, right? I don't know. Hopefully. Well, anyway, so I am so excited about us talking about this, and I'm not going to quit because this is a deal. This whole entire thing that we're doing. Hi, Sheila.
Hi.
You just got done. Let me just take a second and breathe. You just got done with having a little event, right?
Yes. It's been literally the
What I'm
craziest
going to do,
day.
I'm going to pull this up on my iPad so I can actually hear you. And then hopefully Julie's going to ask me again to get on here. Okay, anyway, and it's a really exciting day in Xyngular. I'm going to try Julie again. Make sure and say where you're listening in from and if it's live or replay. And hopefully this is going to let her on because I do know that it lets multiple people on.
Yeah.
Adding. That's a lot better than last time.
Yeah.
And the reason I was so excited about having you guys on here is one, I know that, you've been on and then we went on last week after I had issued the WOW challenge. Why is it not letting you on? Okay, so this is what's going to happen. We'll do our thing and then I'll have Julie come on after.
Yes, that's perfect.
So, hey, that's a little bit about how we do our business, right? Sometimes you just have to pivot and you have to be happy. You know what? Everybody right now, we're all going to be like, something amazing's happening right now. And there really is something amazing happening right now. But you need to tell your body to get excited about it. You can't say that without having things physically change in your body. And so I want you guys to know, I want you to be coming into this space and using the tools that you have. You have a power tool now. Mm-hmm. You have a power tool. Today, my sister has a problem at her house, and she was really surprised because they have to go underneath her house, that 4 guys came, and she thought they would have some kind of a ditch digger, but they literally just used a shovel and did this very long thing. And it was like, wow, that's what we've been doing. And that's why I issued that challenge last week, is because I want people to start using a different muscle. And so you were able to talk about that. So I want you to go ahead and kind of let's talk about the power of this app, and let's talk about even maybe what you just were doing, and then we'll end up getting Julie on here in a minute. Tag your people, you guys.
Mm-hmm. I'm so excited to be here. Gosh, it's been a crazy day. I feel like I just got up and it has been boom, 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 boom. So much information today. Exciting stuff. Good stuff. You got to get yourselves plugged in, right? And I told my team that today too. This is the point where leaders really step up, because all of the tools and resources are being given to you. I can't go send it for you. Your coach can't go send it for you. Hi, Julie. Like, this is this is your opportunity to step up as a leader. This is where you take ownership of your business, I really feel like. And so I don't really have a lot to say as far as like the app. I was like, what? As far as the app, but I think, okay, you asked me to talk about what I just did. So I actually earned early access, and I was able to order my clear protein plus today, and I'm excited about that. But I actually got a bag early, and so I wanted to be able to offer that opportunity to my team and to my people. I don't have a lot, but I want to share it with you.
And
And so
that's
I did a sip and
saying a lot, because I'm just gonna say it is so good. Like, I was like, oh my gosh. And there's 20 scoops in here, and it's
yes,
like I have to share with.
I know.
Oh,
And
actually, I made
I
it for my girl who helps me. I was mixing it up, and Melissa and Melanie came in, and I'm
yeah,
like, sorry, I cut you off. But
no,
I'm
you're
like,
good.
oh, here, you got to taste this, all poured into this other glass. And she's been around me for years and years and years.
Yeah.
She's done a
Oh,
lot
right.
of the things, and she's tasted a lot of the things. And she was just like, oh gosh, she said, oh, this is lemon. Oh, this is one of my
Yes.
favorite. I love lemon. And it was like, I was just letting her have a taste,
Yeah.
but she literally drank the whole entire thing.
I had the same experience. I mixed it up. Hayden is 19. He does not miss the gym every single day. And he buys a clear protein that we thought was good. And I was actually talking to Chanel about it. And she's like, oh, they actually use silicone in it to keep it from foaming. And I'm like, okay, great. And then, like I've heard some people talking about the price point of it. And like he's buying his protein and then he buys BCAA separately. And so it's like when you start thinking about all of those things that these young fitness people are using, our price point is solid. It's so good, so good. But anyway, so I had a sip and see. Crazy enough, I only had one person show up, Stacy Ann. If you're out there, I'm so proud of you. And she brought her daughter. And you know what? They had fun. We took some pictures, we took some selfies, I took some videos of them. That is how you position yourself as you're in the loop and you're in the know. They took a picture with the package. And so that was exciting for them. And I'm so proud of them for coming. And I'm doing another one on Wednesday. So if you're in Northwest Arkansas and you want to come get a little teeny tiny taste, it's all I have to offer.
Yeah.
But you can take pictures, and it's great for your social media to be in the loop, and like you're ahead of the game. So sip and sees are where it's at for sure. And then I think we're here to talk about the app.
Yes. 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 Yes.
I'm
And I do
so
want to
glad,
say this. So
Julie.
I issued a challenge last week, when I did Room at the Top, and I've got these hats that I'm like, my wow. That's the thing that's God's given me, is woman of wisdom, being crowned with wisdom. And so it was like, I issued that challenge for anybody who got the 100 trackable links out through the app. And a lot of people didn't hear it, didn't know what was going on, but there were 100 people that texted and were doing it. And while we're on there, and I mean, I didn't even realize the next day that they were going to have this. So it kind of, like the whole thing that they did, which I can't even remember what the promo was, but anyway, it took us off. But anyway, out of that, right now, I have a couple more people to listen to. It ended up that there were 26 people that did 100 or more with the trackable links.
Wow.
Out of 100 people that did it. That's a pretty high percentage of people actually doing it, especially since people kind of gotten a little frazzled because they're so used to doing things not in the app, that they went back to their old way of doing it. So it was just so nice that night when you texted me, Sheila, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so easy, addictive, and fast.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what I want people to know. We have to be teaching this. Yes. Can you like do things, you have results? Like, the whole deal is, if it's not duplicatable, it doesn't matter. You guys, we have to start getting people to, oh, you just got started. Let's download your app. Let's download your contacts, and let's start letting people in. So anyway, and the fact that you can put up the media, which you're going to talk about, but we have to do that because you get to see if anybody opens it.
Right. And I was thinking about this little image that I just saved the other day. It was this, it was like a bow and arrow and a bullseye. And the bullseye's here, and like all around the bullseye are the arrows. all outside of the bullseye, and it said, "This is not failure." And then it had a bucket over to the side where all of the quivers are still sitting in the bucket, and it says, "This is failure." Like they
Wow.
didn't even shoot the shot. You know what I mean? Shoot the shot. If you miss,
Plant
who
the
cares?
seed. That's the whole deal. That's why I
Yes.
called it the seed challenge, because
Yep.
those seeds are setting in people's, messenger or on their story, probably not the story part, but they're setting there in their text message so that if they wake up in the middle of the night, with a bag of M&Ms by them and whatever, and they're like, oh, I can't do this. They know, because you've been doing your going live, and then that's just going to be your touches after that, but they know where they can go and go directly to your website.
Right. Yeah. And so I was just going to say, I'm not the techie girl. I'm not making the beautiful graphics. I'm not making the fascinating reels. I'm not the glamorous makeup. I'm just not. And so if I can do this, you can do this. And I'm speaking to you from a place of, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I love when that happens. What if I do this?
People
um,
should be giving you some love anyway. Like, we
that's
need
okay.
some love going across
That's
too.
okay.
Look at these
Um,
beautiful ladies. Wow.
well, I'm just glad you really showed up in a sweatshirt too. I was like, I should probably
I'm in
get dressed. And I was
the
like, you know
sweatshirt too.
what? It's a long day. It's going to be fine. But I think I just mostly want people to know, pick up your arrow and shoot the shot. Even if you don't land a bullseye, you are still having success because they are going to open it. And so I do a couple of things that I would just point out. Share to a contact is easy because you just literally work through your alphabet in your phone contact. And it's really funny because Cala, I had texted you, and maybe you share that with your front line or something, because I started getting Cala and Company opened this, Cala and Company opened this, Cala and Company opened this,
Oh
Cala,
my
like I have a
gosh.
whole thing. So like somehow my link got attached to you. So you do want to be careful with that. Like
Yeah,
if you
no.
post it somewhere, you
Right.
guys
Because when
like,
I was signing somebody up at the end of the month, it ended up, I was like trying to get out somehow, it remembered that.
yes.
So that
So you
was,
do have to be careful about that. Just make sure you share to a new contact each time. And it's really copy and paste your message and then share to a new contact, and it'll do it every time. But it literally tells you if they watched the video, how far in the video they got, 20%, 100%, whatever. And just like you said, they are eventually going to go back to it. I had sent some out. I think it would have probably been Friday. Yeah, it would have been Friday. And just today, the girl opened it. And I'm like, okay, she's thinking about it. She's gone back and she's thinking about it. But the app is not going to work for you if you don't open it. But if you open it and you just start clicking, I promise it's going to make so much sense to you, and it's going to be so easy, and it almost becomes addictive. Like, oh, I did the A's and now I've done the B's and now I've done the C's, and you just want to keep going.
yeah. And realizing if you go through, I also wanted people to go through the learn part, at least on the
Yep.
app, and you can always go back. It is so good that it can show you how you can create a contact, even if you don't have their phone number. So if it's, somebody on Instagram or it's somebody on Messenger, you're able to create a contact with their name in it and share it, and then you are going to be able to track it. The power is that. It really is. And we can do a whole lot of things, but it's like, if we have to be smarter. It doesn't matter if it works, it matters if it duplicates, and this duplicates. Like I said, if you're right-handed, writing your name is really easy, but doing it with your left hand is hard. But guess what? Like, my friend Lisa Brown, whose son is, in the NBA, and she's like, I mean, he's doing amazing, that won the world championship. But she goes, man, I wish I would have just tied his right arm behind his back there for a while when he's growing up, because that would have given him an edge. It's the same thing here. If you slow down, you will literally speed up, because this is not about how much you can do. It's about, I mean, the reason I'm here, I had a maxed out life, but I knew this was a place that I could gain leverage.
Yep.
And so it's like, I love people that are so hard workers, and we all are, you know, but then there's a place that if you're just working hard and you're not duplicating, you'll burn yourself out.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be looking for something that works to help create leverage in your life. And so this is your way to be able to go to people that are savvy, that are connected. You know, you know, honestly, there's people that I've wanted to talk to for a long time, but there are people that have been, you know, top in companies, and they've been in, you know, whatever, but I would not have, sorry, I mean, I'm just going to be real honest. I could not go to them with what we had, to be honest, because they know too much. Well, now there's something that they can go to and like, oh my gosh, this is simple and easy. If you have connections and they, you know, so you get someone who has connections and people have credibility, this is going to be a very simple way to get people doing that. And I want you guys to be thinking about that. Who knows, loves, and trusts you that you can get to share for you, even if they don't want to be doing this. Like, be thinking about it. It's like, if I want to have a giant garden, I got to plant a lot of seeds. So who can help me get that leverage? So Julie has been sitting here all beautiful.
No, I'm just thinking, can you hear me?
I'm having
Everything
a hard
good?
time with both, but I can't, but yes,
Okay.
she's
I'm thinking my blush is too bright tonight. Gosh. You know, I appreciate the opportunity to be on with you, lovely, beautiful ladies. And I'm going to just say, you know, when I listened to you the other day, Cala, talk about wanting to be around people who are about peace and joy and collaboration when you do this. And I'm thinking about, you know, all the skills that I had as a teacher, and I know Sheila will feel the same way, they're transferable. You know, even if you're a mom or a dad or a parent, you have teaching skills. That's transferable to your business here. And I used to, you know, I get to hang out with the eagles and fly when I'm in this company and not sit with the ducks in the staff room. And the opportunity, I just wish I could grab people and shake them, because, you know, over the last 12 years, it is because I've surrounded myself with people who are the dreamers and the doers, and they pick up those quivers and they shoot, because I know a lot of this is about using the app. And I had to laugh when Cala asked me to hop on here and share, because, you know, sometimes it's a little ugly and we get a little prideful about having to ask for help, or we think we can do it all on our own. But if you'll ask Barb Halligan and Carrie Bruce, who are the wind beneath my wings often, and they dig in and they work at it and they include me as part of it. Or if I need help, I know I can go to those people and ask without shame or guilt. And that's the thing. It's like, how are you showing up? Because one of the things that I wanted to restate that Russ Cowley said in Cancun was, you have to pay attention to what you want to pay off. That shook me. And I got home and I started paying attention. Most people lead really crazy busy lives. And so it's not what you can do, it's what duplicates, just like Cala said. And this is a tool you put in the hands of a brand new person who we may be experienced in boards or fast chats or Telegram or all the things that we've acquired in 12 years of being here that sometimes complicates the issue. And I've heard Cala say forever and ever and ever, overwhelmed people do nothing. And it really isn't about what you can do, it's about what you help somebody else do. So if you're onboarding new brand partners, which is what we asked for forever from our company, and they've given it to us, I would just feel tremendous guilt if I didn't activate the powers they give us. And that includes doing the app, working your way through, taking the risk to send it, and heck, send it to your kids if you're nervous about putting it out there. Send it to your business partner if you make a mistake, because I'm telling you, when Barb was trying to teach me how to do this, I made plenty of mistakes, right? And you just love each other through it, and then you take it down. You can delete it if it doesn't work. Okay, and so a couple of things that I'm really excited about is, like, you can add your own content. So if you've got a video of you mixing up your drink, whether it's the strawberry daiquiri trim stick or whatever, and you can send that video, you can upload that to your app and send that to a personal contact, and you get notified when they watch it. And in the description of that, you can add where to add your discount code and how to get an additional 10% to subscribe and save right then. I know the other thing that Cala mentioned wanting to talk about was the protein blueprint. So when I knew this was coming, and that's the perk, like when corporate gives you something, do you activate your powers to try and hit it? Like, to me, it was a no-brainer to get the early access. 3 people with even a single product. Like, and you know, do you pray over your business? I'm just going to take a moment on this platform to say that, because I needed another on the last day. And I just have a mindset of belief. I never fear I'm not going to get it. I have a belief that I will. And out of nowhere, an individual messaged me that morning and said, I need help with something for my joints. What do you got? That was my 3rd. But I pray with believing all the time. And y'all don't even know who God has ordained to come into your life yet, that you're going to help with this. But you got to believe that you can do this. And you got to believe that those seeds that you planted, you're going to reap that harvest. And so I think that all kind of circles and comes back to what Cala offers, because they don't have to give us promos. Cala doesn't have to offer incentives that are so fun and unique and involve, you know, incentivizing you and trying to get you to do something that you should be doing for your business anyway, right? And so, but what I always tell my people is that we're so lucky here we get do-overs. Like I tell them all the time, because sometimes life happens, catastrophes happen, trauma happens, tragedy happens, and you are not alone in that. But do you sit and wallow in that, or do you get up and get moving again, right? And so here's your opportunity to get moving again with the do-over. It doesn't matter what you have or have not done before. Right now, in this moment, what are you going to do right now? Are you going to wallow in the jacuzzi of shame because you missed that promo, or you missed Cala's promo, or you know, whatever? Or are you going to get up and move right now as soon as you get off of here and pick up your app if you haven't started and work your way through it and just try, right? So the protein blueprint was an idea because I knew it was coming, and I thought, well, because we need to be adding value to people's lives too. It's about building relationships and them knowing that they can know, like, and trust you, and that you have commonalities. And so it was twofold: genuinely wanting to add value to women of my age that struggle with a busy life, adding protein to your life, but also knowing that that was going to segue right into the launch of a product that was going to help them get a lot of protein easily in their life. And so that document, that blueprint, whether it's a PDF or on boards or wherever you have it, can be uploaded to your app, sent to your contact to give free value, and then you can attach the link from your app to something about our new product. So that's the hook. You bring them in with the value for free, and then you know, have them in the front door to show them everything we have to offer right here. So without adding that to the trackable link, you know, you can do that, but why would you want to? Because as Sheila said, it's so addicting to send them. It's also addicting when you know they're seeing them. And you get that notification. Somebody saw it, somebody saw it, somebody saw it, somebody saw it, somebody saw it. And so, like today, even in your everyday life, you don't have to go looking to make up ways to talk about it. Hope is homesick today. I had a little story, and then I talked about I didn't have to make the choice whether to stay home from a job to be with her. I got to be with her, and I included a link from my app so they could snoop around. It takes them to my website where they could snoop around and see what it's like to be a brand partner. Click on that link, and when somebody views it, I get a notification they saw it. So it can be so relevant to where you are in your daily life. Don't overthink it, is what I want to tell you too. Don't overthink it. Just get good at including it in everything that you do.
Ooh. Yes.
Hey, Julie,
Yes.
Some people are asking, what is the protein blueprint? I know what you did, but like, just maybe clarify.
Well, it's like a lead magnet. So it's kind of like when you are building for you're posting for engagement on your feed, like on your news feed, or you do a story poll. And so it was a legit, genuine question. I asked who would be, my exact post was, I'm thinking about making a blueprint for women 40 plus needing to get more protein, something like that. I'm thinking of making a protein blueprint for women 40 plus, just to see if there was an interest.
Yeah.
And it totally blew up.
Yeah.
It totally blew up. So then it's just gathering materials for free in a PDF. There's been a lot made already. It's not hard. You can make it. You can gather materials.
Hey, and there's Chat GPT.
Yes.
All you have to do is go in there and say, hey, this is what I want. I had done this last week, and they're like, oh, do you want this to be made into an infographic or a PDF? And I was just like, what?
Literally. And if I wasn't on my phone, I would show you that's what I did. 2 and 3 different times. And then I just kept tweaking it, and it would ask, do you want to make this into a PowerPoint? Do you want to make this into a checklist? Do you want to make this into a, you know, whatever suits your needs for what you're going to do with that. So it's for engagement, first of all, and then it was to make connections with people in my niche, niching down to what the needs are, to providing free value, you know, and building relationships with people, and becoming an expert on something that I can speak to. It helped me lose 50 pounds. That's easy for me, right? That's easy. Protein was a part of my weight loss. And then knowing that we have products can help people with busy lives who maybe don't want to take time to shop and make great recipes, but grab and go. So it was something that we've created as a team. You can create it on your own. I'm happy to share what we've got. You can put it in your boards. You can attach it as a PDF, but you know, you can just send it right to your contact. And then, like I said, in the description,
you want to be putting it in your app. I'm just like, you guys just think about, you could be using that. I understand that it's not as fast as Project Broadcast. I get it. But guess what? That's people, that starts to go numb on people.
Right. Well, the boards is where it's your storehouse. So then you include that link in
your boards link with all your stuff.
So the content, so they get the protein information. But then the imperative part is that you send it through your app to people, and then you include information about the new Clear Protein product.
Well, this is
also
the deal.
asking
I'm telling you guys, do you know how whenever you're on a Zoom and you have it on speaker, but then you go do something else and then it's off speaker, so you barely can hear it? That's how this whole thing has been going. So
I'm sorry.
I'm
not
listening
seeing
really
any
hard, and I
comments,
don't want to get my face really close up to the screen. Like, oh, just my nose was on it for this whole time.
I'm going to answer this question really quick because some people are asking. So in your app, there are like tools. It says product information, videos, comp plan. I mean, like you guys have seen, you just scroll down, and at the very bottom, there's a little box. And I think it basically just says add your own media. Is that right, Julie?
At the very bottom, there's a plus sign. There's a plus sign at the very bottom.
Yep. I promise you guys, if you open that app and you start scrolling and clicking, you're not going to break it. You are not going to break it. Scroll and
and it's about exposure. Like, I think sometimes we're tied to the outcome a little bit, but it's a game of exposure, and how much exposure can you get? And that app gives you so many ways to gain exposure.
Yep.
Well, I'm totally excited. I'm just going to tell you guys, I haven't been so excited, and I'm so excited about the protein. This is something that I'm doing. I think we should be doing protein parties. Think about it. You can do protein parties. Isn't that good? Then we had these little slips that we were able to put a sample in. I'm going to be doing that too. I'm going to be getting that out to customers. I'm going to be getting that out. I'm going to have Gabby make a little, you know, cute little graphic to go on those. I know that we're not really supposed to, whatever, but if it's a good friend of yours, anyway, that's what you'd be doing, sampling. In the very beginning of Xyngular, I knew that I didn't get enough protein in. So everywhere that I went, I had a water bottle and I had my product, and I was sampling it everywhere I went. I'm like, you know how, you know, here I'm getting my nails, and you know how you don't eat and how important it is to be doing that. And then I just mixed it up in a water bottle. I'm like, wow. And this was our vanilla lean. It's like, just imagine this was just with water. You know, you have to be, you know, thinking outside the box, doing more with what we're doing. So it's just like, be thinking about how can I get it out to more people, because this is a deal. This should be the place where you go, wow, you know, this is my really sifting and sorting. I have a system that's very duplicatable and simple. And I'm just going to tell you now, I don't care how smart everybody is. I mean, I care how smart you are, but just going to tell you that anything that you are making it more complicated, you are shutting your business down. I can't read any of the things on here, Sheila, so I'm really glad you are. I know that right now, because I have a sifting sorting, I am not going to be worried about the people that don't want this. I now feel that like when we went crazy with the blow up with the chat system, you know, way back when, that's how I feel now. I know I have something that if people will grab a hold of this and do, I don't have to beg anybody. And that's where I want you guys to be getting. I want you to be thinking business right now. I want you to be thinking expansion right now. And I want you to say, I'm willing to do the uncomfortable. Connie Amos said that she was so uncomfortable with doing it, but thank God she did it. I have the chills right now because she ended up getting, I think think 3 people signed up. It was like, I was going to read some of the texts that I got back, because I asked these people, how did this do? So a lot of people, even though they didn't get to the 100, they're like, oh, thank God I did that, because it made that, they worked that muscle, and then they're not afraid of it. If
Connie
you,
got
I know that we
her.
have something that's sexy and looks good. So now we can market to people. And just like what Julie said, it is really about niching down. Just went through that wisdom challenge this month with Pedro Odeo, and it was the wisdom challenge. And he ended up talking about how at one point he niched down in his business. He decided, who are the people I love to work with? I don't know, it was some kind of like, I don't know if it was insurance or whatever. And then, and then he talked to the people that they worked with, and then they niched it all the way down. It could have gone to anybody, but they found out the people they loved to work with were nurses that were between 45 and 55 that worked at these 2 hospitals, and they decided just to market to that. And people were saying, oh, you're crazy. It ended up, he made $1 million. That was the first year that he made $1 million, because he ended up niching it down. So what I'm saying is, figure out who you want to be working with, decide that you can have fun in your business, because you can. It's like so much stuff is just in our head that we start telling ourselves that is absolutely not true. Are you like, at one point, Logan, a while ago, was like, man, she's just has this new, she has 3 kids and 2 babies, basically, right? And so maybe this isn't my time. No, this is a light and easy business. This is a business where you can really do it, and in an hour or 2 hours a day. And if we can't, then I'm just going to say, it's like, it's not cool. I'm just going to say this too. It is not cool to say you work so hard. I work so hard. I work so hard. Nobody wants that. And if you're saying that I'm just going to tell you, I mean, I've been, like, that's not what I signed up for. I signed up for working, not that I don't work hard, but I signed up to work hard for a couple years, and then leverage should be kicking in. So what I know is we have that now. You have that now. So protein parties, I'm going to look what I wrote down. Boy, wish I could read my handwriting. It'd be very valuable for people. So anyway, I didn't really get to hear what you said. We're 32 minutes in. I didn't get to hear what you said, but this God Talks book, I just have to go to it, because when you said something about ducks, which I barely heard, and I can't find it in here, he was talking about how he loved to be the eagle that flied so high and on his own by himself, do. And that's what I had a whole thing about soar, right? But he said, you want to be a duck. Do you want to know why you want to be a duck? Because ducks, one, take turns leading, and they are quacking in the back, encouraging the one in the front. So we want to be ducks. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, who knows where this is going to be going, but I know it's going to the moon. And I know that I love my family so much that I am going to be smart about what it is that I do, and create a more of a legacy, is what I should say, because you have to be smart. You give your time to the people who deserve it, not who want it. I mean, we love everybody, but I want to say, I want to make a huge impact, a huge influence, and huge income. And that's all those things can be done. But I want to do that. And the people that I'm going to find to do that are ones that already have influence. I'm just saying, like, the reason I believe that we have the business that we have is because I was talking business the entire time. And this product's so great. There's an amazing business opportunity. So I do want to switch you guys into this think a little bit different, like, let's really make a huge impact. It's like, there are mountains. This is a time for wealth transfer to be happening. In the very beginning, I said, when I was praying with those other women, that God said that this has end time purpose on it. And that's what this does. And that there is a wealth transfer that's happening. I have the chills all over me. And I want to be saying yes to that, because I want to be able to be a big giver wherever it is that I need to be. So it's like, I want you to be able to say no to more things right now in this season, so that you can say yes to more things in the future.
Can I just insert right there with the opportunity to not overthink it? Because it literally sometimes people think that you get to where we are and it's easy. When I was thinking about going live on my stories this morning about Hope being sick, I had to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 talk about being a brand partner. Because had I not, I know that there's somebody out there desperate and wishing they could stay home with their kids and not have to worry about leaving their kids home when they're sick. And that alone, when I put my thoughts on, oh, I want to have business partners to go big versus somebody out here needs this and I have a solution for them. And if I don't talk, they'll never know. That relieved me and moved me to take action and put that in there, because it's not always about us, it's who you can serve. Seriously. So it's exactly what Cala is saying. And when you help enough people, you get what you want anyway. So you just have to keep helping more people and not be afraid. And sometimes, you know, when things happen to you, it causes you to take a step back, but you can take 2 steps forward again, right? And you don't have to, you know, dim your lights where others can shine. You just have to put it out there and get that exposure, and they'll decide, but they're never going to know and never going to decide if you're not putting it out there. So even the smallest, you know, the compound effect, 1% better every day. I just want to challenge everybody tomorrow. You all have a minute, which is the length of a story post, to talk about your business. Anything. Did it pay for your coffee today in the drive-thru? Did it pay for your lunch? Did it pay for your nails? Did it pay, you know, are you happy to get to stay home? Because that's the part of that niching down that Cal is talking about. And when you have those people that you get to spend time with, collaborating and building your business and traveling with, it is fun. Like, I was so excited to spend this time with these 2 ladies tonight. It is fun. I was so excited to collaborate with Barb and Carrie and learn how to do the app. It was fun. So it is fun. Building a legacy business is fun.
That reminded me from what you just said was exactly what I couldn't read down here. It's like, this is what I want you guys to know. The power is unity as one. I talked about, it's like, we're doing this as one. And it's like, it's incredible what we can accomplish if we don't care about who's getting the credit. I am just going to tell you, you know, it talks about in that Bible, don't take the seat at the head of the table and be embarrassed to get taken back, right? Humble yourself, therefore you're going to be exalted in due season. That wasn't really where I was going, but I just want you to know, we're talking about, we're doing stuff afraid. All of us are doing stuff afraid, and we're doing stuff new right now because this is all new for us, right? But we all have different personality types, and it's like, we all need each other. I just went to that mastermind, and we ended up having us take this personality test and got it, and it came back. And I realized, because there's people that are visionaries, I'm a visionary, I get all kinds of ideas, I get all that, right? And then there's people that are executors. You guys are executors. Maddie's an executor. So I realized that when I get in this place, which is like, I've been having, God took me out and he had me rest and restore. I needed to fill me up and listen to him better, you know, because I mean, things have become an idol in my life that it's like, wait, if I'm worried about what people are thinking, then I don't have him where he needs to be, right? What? Okay.
Just saying word.
So it was just so wild, because when I get in these places, it's like I get on the phone, and Maddie, whenever I start saying stuff, she's making a list in her mind going, oh my gosh, we got to do this. She's going, okay, and then that stresses her out. Okay. I'm just saying this about, we have to realize how we are. And so Ed had said, you know what, when you're the visionary and you're that way, and you're coming with people that are refiners, which are hard people to be masterminding and brain dumping, because they're poking holes in everything, but you need the refiner. You just might not need it when you're coming up with ideas. But here you have the executor, and it's like, he said what he does with his team is he goes, listen, I'm just brain dumping right now. You don't need to be figuring out what it is. It's like, this is the thing, we're in a people business, and I'm going to end up training on some of this personality stuff, but it's like, just realize you are exactly who you're supposed to be. We just need to make sure that you show up as you, and realize that everybody needs a confidence boost. Everybody needs to be encouraged. Everyone does. You know, it's like, you wouldn't allow somebody to be saying ugly things about your kids in front of you, would you? I mean, I know some really nice people that they're just won't say anything, but if you said anything about their kids, they would like turn into to Edward Scissorhands, you know, whatever it is. But just realize everybody has their things. Our job is to figure that out. Like right now with this promo, there are people that are so driven by recognition and focus that way. And just because you're some certain way doesn't mean that you don't need to understand how other people are. Does that make sense? I don't know. We're in the people building business, and I am going to tell you that I can't even imagine what's going to happen. I know, I already see it, and you know, I am a seer, that things are going to be going crazy. But I'm going to say thank you, God, for taking me in this season where I got my stuff in order, God, to get really filled up, because I know that that's the most important thing. And then out of the overflow is how I work, not out of the I'm so frazzled, I'm about ready to have a, you know, freak out. It's like, if that's where you are, that there's a problem. I'm just saying we got to keep the first things first and keep things in order, because I want us to be going all on this trip next year. I'm going to just be real honest. I haven't wanted to go on the trips the last couple of years. I know that's horrible to even say, but I'm just being honest. I haven't. I've been on a million trips, and that's terrible to say. That's not going to be the way it is in the future for me. I will be there because I know how important that is for everybody, but I'm going to be doing it, having fun and creating freedom, not only for myself, but other people. And that's what I want for every single person here. That's why I did the challenge. And I am going to be doing another challenge, because I am not getting off this app thing, and I'm not going to get off sampling. I'm not, until everybody gets on and realizes, oh, and if you can add your own media, you could add your own video. You could add your own picture. I could put the Gut Collective plus GLPX that Maddie did in there. You know what I mean? Till we have one.
And also,
anyway,
like,
all the stuff's coming.
even
I'm so excited. I am so thankful. What?
I said, you can't hear me.
What did you say? Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, you don't have to be like, you can have a sip and see without anything. You need a product and a shaker cup. Literally, that's all I had tonight. There was no fanfare. There were no graphics. There were no cards to pass out. Like, I guess I just don't want people to feel like overcomplicated on any of it. Not the app, not the products, not the parties, nothing. Just do it. I keep saying, shoot your shot. Like, just do something. People are just looking for community.
Yes.
They want, and I mean, and I think it's okay to do. Tammy Graham is the party planner. If you go to Tammy Graham's party, you do not want to leave, because it is beautiful. And she has all the plates match and the decor, like everything is perfect. And I love to go to her parties. Everyone does. But I can't do that. That's why I call Tammy. I'm like, hey, come set this up with me. I'll buy the stuff. You
Right,
come set it up.
that's the personalities.
Yes.
She loves doing that. That stresses you out. Find that person.
Find that person, and if she's not available, do it anyway. Do it with a paper plate that doesn't match. Like, I'm just saying, just do something.
Well, and I think
that, sometimes that's what people need to see.
Is that I saw some comments going by about people being burned out, and tired. Mm-hmm. And I think that the beauty of this app is that it can be done mindlessly. Yeah. It can be done mindlessly, simply, and then the feedback you get energizes you. That's what you can count on.
That's what one of the people Julie, isn't it like said, I have been, I've been dead for 4 years, basically, is what she said.
Who said that?
I don't know who it was. Somebody who I can find out, but it was somebody who was saying, and now this app thing changed things up for her, just mentally. Yeah. And be thinking everywhere that you're meeting people, oh, you can be sampling, and it's like, okay, I'm going to send you a video on this and stick it in. You got them right there. There's a reason to be putting them right there in your phone, right? Yeah. So it's like, get out of the box. We got trim sticks. We got this protein. We want to be sampling. We want to be getting it out. I'm all about, okay, that's the 100. It's like, if everybody did 100 seeds a month, that's 3 people a day, or however you want to break it down. In a year, that's 1,200 seeds. Hey, if you have 10 of your people doing that, how many seeds is that? If you have 1,000 people doing it, how many seeds is that? I'm just saying, it's like, we definitely have what we need right now. And I am so thankful for our company. I'm so thankful for what they did. I'm so excited about this product. We need to be at the next event. It's going to be nothing like what you guys have ever been to. It's going to be so amazing in California. And then what they have on, what's coming? Holy smokes. Just hang on. I'm so glad that you're on here, and I'm so glad you didn't quit yourself and your dreams. So I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for being on here. Love my teachers. This is the deal. Then there's the people that like can make something. I'm just going to like, listen, I remember being in Mary Kay, and I won my car my first 4 months, and I would send out newsletters, and they had typos, and some people would say, oh, there's a typo. I'm like, I don't care. I go, guess what? Because I'm not a secretary. You know, not to be, and I know that's rude, whatever, it's not, but it's just like, you be who you came to be, just like Tara says, and just show up in your authenticity, and however that is, you're going to attract who you are. Yeah. And that's who you should be attracting. Does that make sense? So it's like, I want to just release everybody into freedom and into abundance, and I guess I should pray us out.
Please do.
Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Something wonderful is happening right now. Yay! Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. I thank you for these ones that are on. I can't wait to go back and read the messages. I thank you for Sheila and Julie, who always have shown up, who are so amazing at teaching. They make difficult things simple, and I know that that's what this is all about, Father. I thank you that, you said in the beginning, let there be light. Thank you for bringing light right here. And then God created. Thank you that you created things, Lord. I ask that you would just bring the creative types. I ask that you'd bring the leaders right here. I ask that these seeds that we're sowing, Lord, that they are going to bring not just a 30 or a 60, but 100-fold, help me, harvest. And Lord, your word says that in Deuteronomy 8:18, it says, it's the Lord your God who gives you the ability to create wealth. We thank you that you give us that ability. So we're going to give you the first, and then you're going to give us the harvest, Lord. And that you say in Deuteronomy 1:11 that you want 1,000 times more than us to be 1,000 times more than we already are. These are promises. You also say your yoke is easy, your burden's light. You will let us do grind and struggle and, burn our adrenals out and all of that. We can do that and it'll work. But you also say that your burden, your yoke is easy, your burden's light. So Father, I ask for the light and easy. I ask for the truth. I ask for light, Lord. I just thank you that you're bringing all of the things that we need right now, and that a month from now, and 90 days from now, and 6 months from now, and a year from now, we're going to have affected so many people. God, I know that you brought us together for such a time as this, and such a company that's unlike anything else that's out there, Father. And I ask, Lord, that we will get out of our own way, that we'll get our eyes off of ourselves and our own insecurities and put them on the other people, so that they can be part of this. They can be part of a community of people that love them, that will love them through things, that will help them, get rid of baggage in their life and be able to show up as the beautiful person that you created them to be. Lord, I just ask that you would pour out your love right now, that you would become the mirror for them, that they're a child that you love, that if they fell down, it doesn't matter. You would stand them right back up. You don't call us to be perfect. You don't call us to that. So Father, why are we so in this work, slave thing, Lord? I just ask that we get to be like princesses, that we get to be like princes, that we get to just realize who we are and whose we are, and then we make the impact. Anyway, Father, I just thank you, Lord. I praise you, God, and I cannot wait to see what you're doing. Something exciting is happening right now in Jesus' mighty name. Amen, amen.
Amen, amen.
Love you.
Love you guys.